welcome to the Russell Cage Experience. It is another Q&A day. This may be a two-part video, I'm not sure yet. But the first thing I want to say is my thoughts and prayers are with the family of Captain Lou Albano, who passed away today. I just got on the internet a little bit ago, read the news, and I'm disappointed. But Captain Lou was a great asset to the wrestling world, especially with as some of the news articles have mentioned, the Rock and Wrestling Connection, which he played a significant role in. So my thoughts and prayers are with the family of Captain Lou Albano. So Q&A is the topic of discussion here. I've got 7 questions. I'll probably try to cover 4 in the first video and 3 in the second. I do apologize for not keeping up with the videos, but as playing the part of Ebenezer Scrooge, I have been staying constantly busy. So, without further ado, Echo Ray 2736 sends in the first question. And his question is, how do you feel about Asian WWE superstars getting goofy gimmicks, such as Jimmy Wang Yang being an Asian redneck? And really, Jimmy Wang Yang has not been used on television that much. And I think if you have a gimmick and you're going to get over with the crowd, the main thing is, will that gimmick get you over with the crowd? Will that gimmick make you stand out in a crowd? So no doubt at first it did, but since then it is dwindled down significantly, and they put more focus on the Randy Ortons, the John Cenas, the Triple H's, and now on SmackDown, they're starting to push the Dolph Ziglers, the John Morrisons, and even on Raw now they've got The Miz as the U.S. champion, which I was happy about. Thank you. So anyway, I don't feel like it's being disrespectful to them, if that's what you're meaning. I think that with the wrestling business having getting a gimmick that will make you stand out in a crowd is a positive thing to have. So that's my thoughts on that. So thank you, Echo Ray 2736. TY1822 sends the next question in. It says, how can a team like Cryme Tyme be over with the crowd for years now in WWE and they won't give them the tag team titles? That is a really good question. I really don't know how they will not give the titles to them. Of course, they've only got one set of tag titles now, even though it's still too... Yes, I'm not going to get on that rant again. But they've got a lot of tag teams now that they can use. But right now with Jericho and the Big Show, I think they're doing a great thing with the tag team division, with that tag team in general, and putting them up against different people. So you would expect Cryme Tyme to get their chance. Whether it will happen or not, I can't really say for sure. But the fact of the matter is, Cryme Tyme, they are over with the crowd. I don't think they are as over with the crowd as they were before, so that might be playing a factor in it. But I don't work for the company, so I'm not 100% sure on that exchange. So, but to me, they're not as over. At least with me, they're not, and they don't seem to get as big a pop as they used to. What can they do to change that? That's hard to say, because Cryme Tyme is Cryme Tyme, and Shad is who he is, JTG is who he is. With the apparent Diva draft that took part in, Eve is now on Raw, so I doubt we'll see her anymore with Cryme Tyme. So I really can't answer unless it's just because of the fact that they're not as strong as they used to once be. So TY1822, thank you for that question. Captain Phenomenal sends in the next set of questions. And he sent in two questions, if I'm not mistaken. So the first one is, do you think TNA is improved and maybe even better than WWE now, knowing that TNA Impact has been great for 2 months now? And in my opinion has been pretty good ever since the Steel Cage Gauntlet. TNA has improved quite a bit, but obviously with their TV ratings and whatnot, they're still not as entertaining as WWE is right now. TNA, they've done a good thing with putting the title on AJ Styles, at least from my viewpoint. They have. They still can develop more younger guys. They need to get their name out there more. They need to promote more. They need to, run ads on USA Network sometimes. Capture people's attention. So, and this Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, is a 3-hour Impact. So, let everybody that watches wrestling know 3-hour Impact tomorrow night on Spike TV, starting at 9, if I'm not mistaken. 8 or 9, so be sure to double check your local listings for time. And, well, we know the station, so don't worry about the station. I don't think they're necessarily better than WWE, but in a way, I guess they are, because right now, all WWE has going for them is a SmackDown brand, really, in my opinion. So that's about the extent of it. So if you're comparing TNA and SmackDown, or TNA and Raw, yeah, it's overall better than Raw and especially ECW and Superstars, which I've completely forgotten about already. So yeah, and the last question for this video. Do you think it's a problem that the WWE has so many heel face turns and gimmick changes that they have no logical explanation? And the examples he gives is John Morrison's face turn, Zack Ryder as the woo 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 you know it guy, Matt Hardy turning face, Shelton Benjamin turning face. Shelton Benjamin's a face now. Interesting. I don't think it's necessarily a problem. I think there comes a time when you have to switch over from being a heel or a face. You gotta switch over from being the same old. Chris Jericho did that, and he was a face to begin with, and now he's a heel. And it's even though I've never been in a wrestling match or anything, it's easier to play a bad guy than it is to play a good guy. So, I don't think there is so much a problem that there are so many heel and face turns, and excuse me, I apologize for that. It's not so much that it's a problem that there's so many heel face turns. It's a problem that they're not developing the guys as much as they could. That's just the fact of the matter. So that's my response to that. So that's the end of the first video. Flip over to part 2. Thank you, Captain Phenomenal, for those questions. Next video, I have questions from Cool Samurai 5, Phenom 8809, and SUWANN7. So I'm not sure how to pronounce that. So go ahead and flip over to part 2.